Hi guys, welcome back to The Goods, and this week's movie review, The Conjuring 2. Now, if you're a fan of The Conjuring like I am, when they announced this film, you couldn't wait to get out there and go see this. So after all the time that's gone by, we're finally here to this point where I got to see it. No, I couldn't wait to tell you guys what I thought about it. So let's kind of get into the story and everything as I do in all these movie reviews. So back from the original, we're going to find ourselves with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga both back as Ed and Lorraine Warren. Not that there would be anybody else, but they're back again as the Warrens. And this time they're going to be doing another investigation, another paranormal investigation, but we're going to be in London with a single mother of 4 being plagued by evil spirits in their house. So pretty much the same premise that we got in the original one, a little bit of a different variation in a different location, but we kind of know what we're going to get with a Conjuring film. Now, I will say that's probably all I'm going to give you as far as the plot and the story, because it's a horror movie and I start revealing too much. I don't do spoilers on these reviews anyway, but if I give too much in horror reviews, then you expect things in them, and I don't want to spoil it for you guys at all. I want you to get the same a bit of excitement as I got when I saw this film. So we're just going to move on into the goods and the bads. So basically what I liked and what I didn't like about this film. So starting with the goods. So the goods of this film is that it's different. Even though I gave you in the plot summary that it was basically the same setup from the original one, this one does try to be different. So not only do we get the whole paranormal activity haunting thing that we've gotten in the first one, but we're going to get something a little different with possession. So it's kind of a mixture of two. We're going to have a little bit of an exorcism movie, a little bit of a paranormal activity movie, but still kind of following the same format that James Wan set up in the original film. So this movie is really, really enjoyable, and you love the way that it flows and works together. Now, other things that I liked about this film are the characters, or I guess the evil spirits that they have in this film. There is an evil nun. There's also the Cricket Man. So those characters, if they don't end up being in a sequel to this film, you can definitely see the setup that they have for them, as in like they did with Annabelle in a spin-off film. So I just think the way that they were done on screen, and they were totally spooky, totally scary when you actually had to interact and deal with them. So it was one thing I really enjoyed about this film. The scares in this film, they really do get you. You don't always see them coming, as you can in some horror movies where you're like, I knew that was getting ready to happen. Some of these kind of come out of nowhere. And even the ones where they do set up where it's going to be right in your face type, yeah, that's where we're going, it still gets you. So I did love the scares in this movie. I love the characters as far as the evil spirits, and I also loved, them trying to do something different with possession in this film. So that's where I'm going to stop with what I liked about it without me getting into spoilers again, because we don't do spoilers. So that's going to bring me on to the bads. The bads of this film, not much. But I will say kind of a major thing for me in a horror movie. In another type of movie, probably wouldn't bother me as much. But in a horror movie, you're expecting them to be fast-paced. You're expecting them to kind of get into your scares and keep you scared throughout the whole film. This one started a little bit slow because it looked like what they were trying to do was kind of set up more character development for the Warrens themselves, so you can have more backstory and know what they were more about. So it shows you a little bit of their lifestyle outside of the haunting, what they go through. So in doing so, it took up the beginning of the film, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting for them to get to the actual haunting and to the family. They gave you a little bit of the family, but a lot of times they gave you a lot of the Warrens. Maybe not have been needed for this. But I understand it as what they're trying to do, I guess, maybe setting this up to be a trilogy and whatever they want to do with the Warrens going forward. So that was a little bit of a down, so it kind of limits you on what you had for scares, and then you really had to sit and listen to a lot of backstory for them. So, I mean, if you're really interested in the Warrens themselves, it probably won't bother you, but if you were into it for like, I just want to find a horror movie that's going to scare me like from beginning to end, then you may be a little bit like a little bored at the beginning, but trust me, once they get to the investigation, things pick up and you will enjoy the rest of the film. Now, should you see it? Because you already know that I like this film. So should you see it? If you're a fan of horror, yes, definitely go out and see it. I saw it with a packed auditorium, and everybody was jumping, screaming. Everybody was into this film, so that's a perfect way to enjoy it. I will say, if you're not into gory horror films, like mutilation films, a lot of the slasher films. This one's actually pretty good. It's pretty tame, and it has an R rating, but it's only for an incident that they show at the beginning, and really that wasn't that bad, but I see why it got an R rating. I think this is still kind of like on the PG-13 end of horror movies, so if that's your style of horror movies, definitely go and see it. If you're a fan of Conjuring, go ahead and see it. If you're not into scary movies, you don't like horror, then this may not be the one for you. All right. So, like I always say in these reviews, make sure you comment and like. Tell me if you like The Conjuring 2. If you're a fan of The Conjuring, if you didn't like it, if you just saw it, put it all down in the comments. I'll definitely talk with you guys about it. I think that's all I got for this movie review. So, see you guys next week.